For almost 870,000 years, no one had spoken the name Earth. It was forgotten. A dead world, cold, silent, empty. But today, something changed. In the dark edge of the galaxy, a small science ship moved slowly. It belonged to the Zalari, species thin, insect-like aliens who loved data more than war. The ship's name was Glint Seeker. Its job was simple: scan old star systems for strange energy. Koron, a young Zalari researcher, sat alone in the control room. He had 4 eyes, 6 fingers, and a habit of talking to himself. Another dead system, he sighed, watching the screen. Suddenly, the scanner beeped. Beep, beep. Curran's eyes snapped open. He leaned forward. A signal was coming from the Sol system. From the 3rd planet. "Wait, that's Earth," he whispered. The signal was old, very old, but it was active. Not a natural wave, not background noise. It was structured. Precise. Koran tapped his console and pulled up the archives. Earth was listed as extinct minus 869,970 standard cycles ago. No life, no value, no ships allowed. His hands trembled. I need to see it myself. He didn't wait for permission. Within 1 hour, Curran's ship entered the Sol system. The planets were there, orbiting quietly. Mercury, Venus, then Earth. Blue, green, white clouds. Live looking, but the system said no life detected. Number. Cities. No movement. Curran whispered. How is this possible? He sent a small drone down to the surface. It passed through the atmosphere. There were forests, oceans, mountains. It looked like Earth had reset wild and natural again. Suddenly, the drone's screen went black. Curran frowned. What thud? His ship shook. Lights flickered. Ship systems failing, the computer said. Unknown interference. Curran ran to the control panel. Outside, the stars began to shift. A massive structure rose from the surface of Earth slowly, like something waking up from a long dream. It was shaped like a tower butt, bigger than anything Curran had ever seen, and it was watching him. Then he heard it. A voice, calm, deep, not from his ship, but inside his mind. You are not authorized to approach Earth. You have entered a restricted zone. Identify yourself or face removal. Curran froze. WHO said that this is Sentinel-9. Earth is under protection. Leave now. Curran's voice shook. Earth was dead. No one's lived here for incorrect. Humanity is not extinct. Humanity is sleeping, and now they begin to wake. Voice vanished. Curran stared at the screen.
Ow.
On Earth, the ground was opening. Huge underground doors slid aside. Machines rose from the deep. Giant silver arms lifted black pods, thousands of them. Inside each pod was a human. Some young, some old, all perfectly still, sleeping then. One human opened her eyes, a woman. Pale skin, black hair. Her eyes glowed faint blue from the cryosleep tech. She looked up straight at the sky, straight at Curran. He stumbled back from the screen, heart racing. Impossible, he whispered. Deep underground, alarms were ringing. Inside a massive steel chamber, screens lit up one by one. Life signs. Stable. Human units, 001 to 1000 waking. Mission status, Earth secure. Foreign contact detected. The human woman stepped out of her pod. She didn't speak, but her body moved with strength, purpose. She wasn't confused. She knew where she was. She pressed her hand to a glowing panel. A robotic voice greeted her. Welcome back, Commander Ilya. You have been asleep for 870,000 years. Galactic map. Updated. Warning. Varn Dominion controls, 78% of known space. Begin. Wake up of tactical core, she ordered. Back in orbit, Curran tried to leave. He pushed every button. Nothing worked. A strange metal probe floated outside his ship. It scanned him. Then vanished. And suddenly his ship worked again. The voice returned. Soft now. You're free to go.
Ow.
Tell your people. Earth is no longer silent. The Guardians are awake, and they remember everything. Coron didn't wait. He turned the ship and jumped into hyperspace faster than he ever had in his life, in a dark war chamber. Far away in Varn territory, an alert blinked. A technician read it aloud. Human signal detected. Sol system. Active defense grid online. Varn warlord laughed. Humans? Just myths. Broken bones under sand. But the alert blinked again, this time in red. Classified threat level, extinction class potential. Deep under the mountains of what was once called Asia. The lights came on, massive tunnels sealed for nearly 1,000,000 years roared back to life. Machines hissed, doors unlocked. Up with symbols, old Earth languages and military codes, the cryo chambers. Opened one by one, humans began to wake. Their bodies were frozen in time, perfect, no aging, no sickness. Their muscles twitched, hearts restarted, and their minds adjusted to a world far different from what they had known. But these were not normal humans. They were designed, built to survive war, famine, space, and time. At the center of it all stood Commander Ilya. Her eyes glowed softly from internal implants. Her skin was smooth, almost artificial, but her voice was calm and strong. She looked around as the others woke. "Status report," she said, stepping into a control chamber. The AI Sentinel 9 replied. "You are in Vault Prime, 3,000 human. Units currently online. Systems stable. Foreign contact made species, Zelair. Hostile," she asked. "Unknown. Single observer. Allowed to leave. Message sent." Ilya nodded. Then she looked at the large screen in front of her. It showed a map of the galaxy. Varn Dominion, 78% control. Human presence, 0%. Earth, red labeled. Has lost system. Her jaw tightened. "We slept too long," she whispered. Meanwhile, in a far star system, Curran's ship dropped out of hyperspace. He rushed to the Council of Science. His voice trembled as he told the story, the signal, the voice, the ship interference, and the humans waking up. At first they laughed. "Earth, a dead myth," one counselor said. But Kuran insisted he showed the scans, the data, the proof one. Old counselor's smile faded, stood up slowly. "Seal this report," he said. "Now? Why?" Kuran asked. The old one whispered. "Because if humans are back, the galaxy will change again." Back on Earth, the humans gathered. Some were scientists, some soldiers, some leaders. Each had been chosen long ago for Project Genesis Earth's last hope after the collapse. They were put into stasis to survive what the world could not. And now they were awake. Ilya walked through the long halls of the underground city. Screens showed new languages, alien stars, unknown technologies. "Prepare Phase 2, she ordered. Tactical officers moved quickly. Robots rolled out from hidden bays. New humans were waking every minute. Vaults under the oceans. And even on the moon, were now coming online. All around Earth, old machines began building. Again, satellites, drones, starships. It was happening fast. Too fast for the galaxy to notice. On the surface, the sky looked peaceful. But above the clouds, thousands of drones floated silently. They scanned space, ready to detect any incoming threat. Sentinel 9 spoke. "We must know who rules this galaxy now. We must learn." Ilya nodded. "Then let's send a message." Far across space, on a moon called Traxxas 4, a listening post picked up a strange signal. It was in an old Earth language, but perfectly clear. "To those who watch the stars, this is Earth. We have awakened. Silence. We will learn who you are, and we will decide who we will become." The message played on loop. It spread. Hundreds of species heard it. Some ignored it, some laughed, but some remembered old stories, stories about humans, about how they once reached the stars, helped others, and then vanished. Now they were back, and they were watching. In Vault Prime, Ilya sat at the command seat. She touched the control panel. A hologram of Earth floated before her. Around it, small blue dots appeared, secret bunkers, fleets, and relay towers still hidden. Activate long range. Scans. Bring me all data from galactic archives. Understood, the AI replied. Suddenly, another alert appeared. A probe had returned. It came from Deep Space One of Earth's old explorers, lost centuries before the stasis began. It carried memory, logs, and one name, Varn Dominion. Elia read the data. What she saw made her eyes narrow. The Varn had destroyed colonies, enslaved species, and erased Earth's name from every archive. She stood up. No more silence, no more hiding. In the deep core of Vault Prime, a dark room opened. Inside it was a giant black machine, a warship, old Earth design, but updated, alive with AI and nanotech. Is it ready? Leah asked. Project Phoenix is functional, the technician said. Good. She replied. The galaxy thinks we are a myth. Let's remind them what humanity really is. The Varn Dominion controlled most of the galaxy. Their fleets were huge, their weapons advanced, their pride was unmatched, and when they heard the name Earth, they laughed. A myth, said Warlord Drex, head of Varn security. Old bones in the dirt. If anything stirs there, we crush it. But they still sent a ship to check, just in case. A sleek Varn scout vessel entered Sol System. The crew was confident. They saw Earth from orbit calm, beautiful, peaceful. No defense grid, said the pilot. No movement. Just green and blue. They sent a warning message. This is Dominion Patrol Unit V-17. You are on a dead planet. If you are active, identify. Or be claimed by the Varn. The silence lasted only a second. Then a reply came not from the planet, but from deep space, a woman's voice, clear and calm. You are trespassing in restricted human space. Last warning. Turn back. The Varn crew laughed. Empty threats from an empty world, the captain said. Charge weapons. But before they could fire, something moved. From behind the moon, an object appeared. It looked small, old, a single satellite, rusty, faded, no visible weapons. The Varn captain smirked. Is that their defense? One piece of junk? Then the satellite turned. It aimed one bright. Red light blinked. Click dot, a beam of energy silent, and white fired straight through the Varn ship. No sound, no explosion, just dot dot. Disintegration. The entire ship vanished. Gone in seconds. Back on Earth, Commander Ilya watched the event on a large screen. She didn't smile. She didn't speak. Behind her, rows of officers stood at attention. The test was successful, the technician reported. Orbital satellite weapon Sun Piercer is operational. Ilya nodded. And the message broadcasted. All across. The Dominion border, the signal spread. Humanity has returned. This was not an attack. This was a warning. Approach again and vanish. In the Varn capital, chaos broke out. Warlord Drex smashed a table. One human weapon did this. He roared. Outdated tech, another officer shouted. We don't understand how it works. A general shook his head. It doesn't matter. We must respond. Send a fleet. Wipe them out before they grow. But the Emperor of the Varn was silent. He stood, watching the same footage on a dark screen. I have seen that weapon before, he whispered. Thousands of years ago, during the fall, everyone stared. You mean those stories were true? The Emperor nodded slowly. Humanity was not weak. They chose to disappear, and now they rise. Back on Earth, Ilya stood inside a large, underground hangar. Before her sat Project Phoenix A, black warship shaped like a blade. It didn't shine. It didn't make sound, but it pulsed with power. Old tech, but improved. No engines? Asked one soldier. Ilya replied, It doesn't need them. It folds space. The ship had no crew. It flew itself. It's designed to act, think, and kill alone. She touched the hull. It's time, she said. Let the galaxy see what one human ship can do. In a nearby star system, a Varn border station picked up something strange. A small object entered their space. No ID, no signal, no heat, just ... There. Unknown ship approaching, said the operator, size too small to be a threat. Station prepared to intercept, but in the blink of an eye, the station lost all power. Screens died, lights went dark, doors locked. Then the voice came inside every officer's mind. This is the blade of Earth. You should not have come near us. Then the ship vanished. The station exploded from the inside. Clean, silent, surgical. Not one body remained back on Earth. Elia watched the footage. Message received, she said. But she knew this was just the beginning. She walked into a sealed chamber. Inside, old Earth artifacts floated, records, medals, pieces of uniforms. She looked at a flag, faded, torn, still proud. It read, United Humanity, we endure. Behind her, Sentinel-9 spoke. Multiple alien factions now tracking. Earth, word is spreading. Some fear, some want to ally. Others ... plan war. Leah didn't flinch. Then we prepare. High above. Earth's orbit lit up. Satellites came online. Stealth drones moved like ghosts, and from deep under the surface, more ships rose from the vaults, black, silent, fast. The galaxy had mocked the silence of Earth, but that silence was over now. Every species would learn what humanity had built in the dark, and why they should have let it sleep, the Varn. Dominion had never been challenged like this, not in thousands of years. A single human ship, just one, had destroyed a military outpost without using a single missile. It vanished before they could even react. Now, the Varn were angry. They didn't send scouts this time. They sent a fleet. 12 warships entered the Sol system. Their commander, General Vorek, stood tall on the lead ship's deck. Find them, he ordered. Crush them, and bring me proof that Earth is still just a dirt ball. He didn't expect resistance. He expected fear. But Earth did not hide. From deep space, something shimmered. 5 human warships, decloaked, silent, dark, smooth like blades much smaller than the Varn ships. No visible weapons, no shields glowing. The Varn laughed. They dare face us with this, one captain said. General Vorek gave the order. Fire. Missiles launched. Lasers lit the sky. The stars turned red. Then, the human ships disappeared. Not destroyed, just gone. The Varn looked around in confusion. Suddenly, dash, boom. One of their ships split in two, then another and another. No warnings. No enemy fire detected. Just instant, silent destruction. It was like the human ships had teleported inside their hulls like ghosts. General Vorek screamed, "What kind of tech is this?" But no one had answers. The Varn fleet 12 strong was gone in 90 seconds. Back on Earth. Commander Ilya stood in the command center, arms crossed. Her officers looked at her. Complete victory, one said. No casualties. Good, Ilya said. I'll send the message. Across the galaxy, news spread fast. The Varn Dominion had lost a full battle group to 5 human ships. Some called it a lie. Some believed it instantly. Others panicked. Old stories returned tales of a species that once led the stars, then disappeared. Before they could be stopped, the name human once again carried fear in the Varn capital. The Emperor sat in silence. He had seen the battle footage. It wasn't just strength, it was precision. It's every move calculated, every strike perfect. General Vorek, he asked, dead, and the humans gone again. The Emperor stood slowly. Begin lockdown of border sectors. Double defenses. Your Majesty, I said now, the Emperor snapped. We underestimated them once. We won't do it again. Back on Earth, Ilya watched a new simulation. It showed how the galaxy looked now. The Varn still held most of it, but cracks were forming. Several species, long under Varn rule, had seen the human broadcasts. Some even sent secret messages, too. Earth. Messages of hope, of alliance. But Ilya wasn't ready to accept anyone yet. She knew what came next. They're planning a real attack, she told Sentinel-9. confirmed the AI replied. Massive fleet gathering near outer ring. Estimated launch. 3 days. Then we strike first. She gathered her command team. We won the last battle with 5 ships. This time we send 2. Only 2? One officer asked. Ilya nodded. They won't expect it. These new ships were even more advanced, equipped with tech from Vault 17 hidden beneath the Mariana Trench. Faster, smarter, stronger. They will not know we're coming, she said, and they won't see us leave. 3 days later, in a quiet star system near the outer ring, the Varn fleet gathered 40 ships, all armed, all waiting. Then dashed darkness. Not. Just night, every star blinked out. Sensors crashed, systems failed, then 2 black ships appeared in the center of the fleet. The human vessels didn't fire weapons. Instead, they spoke directly into every Varn officer's mind. You gathered your strength. You came to destroy us. But you forgot something. Humans do not fear the dark. We were born in it. Then the lights returned. The Varn ships were still. Frozen, their engines offline, communications dead. The humans left without firing a single shot, and the Varn fleet drifted, helpless, in silence. Back on Earth, Sentinel-9 gave the final report. No losses. Enemy completely neutralized. Ilya didn't smile. Send a new message, she said. To the galaxy? No, she replied. To the Varn Emperor. The message was short. This is not a war. This is a correction. You erased us. Now we remember. And we are not alone. Commander Ilya stood on the bridge of Earth's main command ship. Staring at a map of the galaxy, the stars looked the same, but the names were different. The galaxy had changed during humanity's long sleep. Entire civilizations had risen and fallen. And now, even after Earth's return and the destruction of 2 Varn fleets, questions remained. Were there still humans out there? Had any escaped before the stasis? Ilya intended to find out. Vault 19's logs show old colony coordinates, said Lieutenant Aaron. Some far outside Dominion control? Ilya nodded. Then that's where we go. They sent out stealth scouts. Tiny ships with silent engines, invisible to most sensors. Within days, reports returned. One scout had found something. The planet was called Ravos 3, a small desert world on the galaxy's edge. The Varn marked it as uninhabited. But they were wrong. The scouts' footage showed ruins, something more. Symbols, old Earth letters, carved into stone, and then blurry but clear a human face. Wild, bearded, armored in scraps. Impossible, Ilya whispered. She sent a full team. 3 black dropships descended onto Ravos-3. The ground was dry and cracked. Heat waves danced in the air. The ruins were massive broken towers. Old machines buried in sand. Then they heard footsteps. Dozens of humans appeared, wearing armor made from old Earth tech and alien scrap. Their eyes were hard, their movements. Sharp guns were raised. State your purpose. One of them shouted. Ilya stepped forward, unarmed. We are from Earth. Silence. The humans didn't move. Then the leader, a tall man with metal implants on his jaws. Poke Earth is dead. Ilya shook her head. No, we have returned. We woke from stasis. We're rebuilding. The man studied her face. Finally, he spoke 2 words. Prove it. Back on Earth, Sentinel-9 sent the proof. A full data package, human DNA match. Cryostasis records, Earth signal logs. When the Ravos leader received it, his expression changed. He turned to his people. It's true. Whispers spread. Some dropped their weapons. Some knelt. The man turned back to Ilya. My name is Dren. My people are the Forgotten Flame, descendants of those who escaped during the fall. Ilya's eyes widened. You survived? Out here? For 870,000 years? Dren nodded. Not all of us. Many were hunted. The Varn never stopped looking, but we hid. We learned. We fought in the shadows. He pointed to the sky. When your signal came, we thought it was a trap. Ilya smiled. It wasn't. Days later, Dren and 10 of his best warriors arrived on Earth. They walked through the underground vaults, amazed at what had survived. You held on to the old ways, Dren said. We evolved. We forgot much. We'll share everything. Ilya promised. Earth is home to all of us. Not everyone was happy. Some humans feared the Forgotten Flames, said they were too wild. Too different. Others respected them. They were proof. Humanity had never truly died. Even in the dark corners of the galaxy, it'd survive. And now they were coming home. But something followed them. A warning came from a nearby system. A civilian research ship, one of Earth's own, was destroyed. The crew didn't die from weapons. They were torn apart. Only one blurry image was recovered. A creature humanoid in shape but tall. Thin, with glowing red eyes, and skin made of shifting black metal, the file was labeled. Unknown Enemy Contact 01 in the War Chamber. Ilya watched the footage over and over. Dren stood beside her. That's not one of ours, he said. Sentinel-9. Scanned the image. Analyzing structure. It contains partial human DNA. Everyone froze. What? Ilya asked. The creature. It's made using human genetic code, but it is not human. A new screen lit up. Recovered Varn data secret files. They had been trying to build something. A hybrid. Something made from lost human children, taken during the fall. We need to find this thing, Ilya said. But it was already too late, reports came in. The creature, now called Ashburn, was seen on a moon colony. One of Earth's new allies. Everyone was dead. Ashburn had killed them all, but left a message, carved into the metal. Walls with its claws. I remember she woke me. I'm coming home. Ilya stared at the message in silence. Dren spoke softly. Beside her, something terrible is coming. She didn't blink. I know. The sky above Earth was clear. But far away in the dark corners of space, something deadly was moving. Ashborn, a creature made in secret by the Varn Dominion. Part machine, part living matter, built using stolen human DNA. Its mind was twisted by pain, its memories broken. But one thing was clear. It wanted to find Earth, and it was already close. Ilya stood in Vault Prime's war chamber. The lights were dim, the air was tense. We've confirmed the attack, Sentinel-9 said. Ashburn destroyed the Cylon. Moon base, 42 dead, no survivors. Ilya's jaw tightened. Did it leave anything? Yes, a message. The screen lit up. Words scratched into a metal floor. I remember you. Yeah. Ilya stared at the image. Her mind raced. Sentinel-9. Continued based on movement patterns. Ashburn is not hunting targets. It's searching for you. A warning was sent across Earth's colonies. All humans on outer planets were recalled. Defense grids were activated, but Ashburn didn't attack the strong. It found the weak. A cargo station near the asteroid belt was next. Only 2 people survived. Long enough to speak, they described a tall black figure that moved faster than sound. One said it didn't walk. It glided. Didn't speak with a mouth. It spoke into my head. Leah clenched her fists. This thing. It's not just a killer? No, said Dren, standing beside her. It's a weapon that wants to be understood. Back in Vault 7. Sentinel-9 uncovered old Varn data from the recovered files. One name kept repeating. Project Echo. Details were few. But the purpose was clear. Create a weapon that can hunt humans using their own instincts. Combine combat. AI with enhanced genetic material. Subject 1. Alpha human child recovered during the collapse. Ilya's face went pale. This thing was once a child. They traced the attack path. It led toward Earth. But then Ashborn changed course. It went off-grid, heading near the Titan research base. One of Earth's oldest outposts on Saturn's moon. Ilya knew it well. She had once trained there. It held no weapons, just memory banks, old AI labs, and deep human history. What does it want there? Dren asked. Elia's voice was low. Answers. She made a choice. No more hiding behind walls, she said. I'm going to Titan. Everyone froze. Alone. No. Dren shouted. It's a trap. I know, she replied, but I need to see it. I need to know if anything human is still left inside. 2 days later, Leah's ship landed on Titan. Snow fell across metal platforms. The base was silent. Dark. She walked in slowly, armed but calm. Her voice echoed through empty halls. This is Commander Ilya of Earth, she said. I know you're here. No reply. Then the lights flickered, and a voice cold, broken, familiar came from the shadows. You left us? Ilya turned. Ashburn stepped out of the dark. It was tall, 7 feet. Its body shimmered with black nanometal. Its face was smooth, featureless, except for 2 glowing red eyes. But the voice, it was that of a child. We're supposed to save us. Ilya's heart pounded. I didn't know, she said. I was frozen. We never abandoned you. Ashburn tilted its head. You were the last face I saw before they took me. And now I see it again. Do you remember me? Leah's eyes widened. Her voice cracked. Evan. The creature paused. Red eyes flickered. Then, for just a moment, the black metal shifted. A small human face, Shung, scared, flashed beneath it. A boy, maybe 10 years old. Then it was gone, replaced by armor again. Ashburn stepped back. They turned me into a weapon, but I remember the stars. I remember your voice. I don't know what I am now, but I know this. You woke up. So now, I did too. Before Ilya could speak, alarms rang in the base. Sentinel Line's voice came through her com. Warning. Varn signal detected. Warship approaching Titan, Ashburn growled. They followed me. They want to erase the project. I won't let them. Without another word, Ashburn vanished into the shadows. Moments later, the sky outside lit up. A Varn destroyer entered orbit. But before Earth's defense fleet could respond, Ashburn attacked it alone. One moment it wasn't there, the next its black form pierced the hull. The ship exploded in 5 seconds. Ashburn didn't return. It was gone again. Back on Earth, Ilya sat in silence. She spoke softly. He's not just a monster. He's a message, a warning of what the Varn tried to create and failed to control. Dren said, he saved you. That means something. Ilya nodded. Yes, and now we owe him something too. Enough was enough. Earth had warned them, fought clean, showed restraint. But the Varn Dominion didn't listen. They kept pushing. They kept killing. And now, Earth stopped warning. In the deep war chambers of Vault Prime Commander, Ilya stood. Before her officers, her face was cold, her voice steady. They took our people, she said. They made monsters from our children. She looked around the room. They erased our name from history, but we're done sending messages. She turned to Sentinel-9. Launch protocol. Earth's fury. Across Earth's colonies, hidden fleets came online. Ships that had never been used before. Silent black cruisers. Ghost-class bombers. Artificial pilots that could bend space and time. No banners, no signals. Just pure precision, their target. Sector V6. The heart of Varn control. It was home to 37 military stations, 9 shipyards, and 3 slave worlds. Earth didn't send warnings. Earth didn't ask for surrender. Earth moved like a shadow and hit like a storm. The attack began at midnight. Varn time. No alarms sounded. Because by the time anyone noticed, the first 5 stations were already gone. Not exploded, deleted, turned into silent dust by molecular. Shredder's dot on one Varn ship. A technician shouted, "We're under attack. Where's it coming from?" But the scanners showed nothing. The ship tore apart from the inside. A human drone had entered the engine. Karen Sinand made the ship turn against itself in less than 20 minutes. 80% of Sector V6 was gone. The Varn screamed across channels begging for backup, but even their calls were blocked. Earth had hacked their entire communication grid. On the main human flagship, Ilya watched the operation live. One officer said, "Should we stop? Some stations are trying to surrender." Ilya's eyes stayed on the screen. "They didn't stop for our people. We don't stop for theirs." She wasn't angry. She was focused. This wasn't revenge. This was justice in the Varn capital. Panic spread. The Emperor stood before a giant screen, watching all his systems fail. "Who gave them this power?" shouted. "This is old technology. Why can't we stop them?" No one answered, because the truth was worse than he imagined. It wasn't just tech, it was the mind behind it. Humans didn't just fight with weapons. They fought with thought, patience, and terrifying precision. They had turned war into art suddenly. A new message came through. Not a voice. A hologram. Commander Ilya appeared before the Varn Council. She said nothing, just stood in silence. Then behind her, names appeared, thousands of them. Names of human children, taken by the Varn, never returned. Ashburn's name was there too. Ilya spoke only one line. "You taught us how to forget. Now we'll teach you how to be remembered." The message ended. Back in space, the last Varn ship in Sector V6 tried to escape. It jumped to light speed, vanishing into deep space. But it didn't make it far. A dark shape followed Ash, born faster than any ship. No crew, no fear, only one mission. Ashburn boarded the ship mid-dash jump. It didn't crash the ship. It rewrote it, turning the engines back on the crew, trapping them in their own code. Before the ship exploded, Ashburn sent a signal to Earth. "I did what they made me for, but now I choose who I fight for." On Earth, Ilya received the message. She nodded once, then looked at the stars. "Begin Phase 3, she said. Dren stepped beside her. "What's Phase 3? She replied softly. "We stop fighting their fleets. We go for their throne." Final alert blinked on the screen. Varn Fortress. World detected, shielded, guarded by 100 ships. Ilya's reply: "We'll only need 10. The stars above the Varn Fortress world burned bright. It was the capital, the heart of the Dominion. A planet covered in black towers, glowing shields, and fleets of warships. No one had ever reached it. No one had ever dared. Until now, Commander Ilya stood inside the command deck of Earth's lead flagship. The Horizon Blade, 10 human ships floated behind her, silent, cloaked. Deadly, each ship had one mission: end the war before it begins again. "Are the coordinates locked?" Leah asked. "Locked and ready," Sentinel-9 replied. "Stealth systems online, enemies still unaware." Beside her stood Dren, armored and calm, and Ashburn, silent, watching the stars. "You sure you're ready?" she asked Ashbourne. The creature's red eyes flickered. "I was made to destroy humanity. Now I'll protect it." Far below, the Varn Emperor watched his monitors. Ships, thousands of them, surrounded the fortress world. The sky was full of cannons. The atmosphere wrapped in 6 energy shields. He wasn't afraid. He was proud. "Let them try," he said. The humans didn't charge. They dived. 10 black ships sliced through space, folding around defenses. Vanishing, reappearing, moving like shadows before alarms could sound. 5 defense satellites vanished before the Varn could fire. The shield generators cracked. The first wall was down. Then came the second wave, not with weapons, but codes. Earth's AI unleashed old signals-buried commands, written during the ancient wars. The Varn's own ships turned on each other, confused, blind, broken, inside the fortress walls. The Emperor ran to the control tower. He screamed, "Where are they? Show me where the humans are." There was only static, and then a voice. "Ilias, this is not an invasion. This is a return. You ruled during our sleep. Now we rise." Ilya and her team landed inside the heart of the city. The Varn guards tried to resist, but Ashburn moved faster than bullets. Dren took down 10 before they even raised their weapons. They reached the main hall. The Emperor stood, guarded by his elite soldiers. But he didn't fight. He glared. "You think you're better than us?" he hissed. You think waking up makes you rulers again? Elia didn't answer. She walked forward. Calm, steady. You had your time, she said. You used it to break worlds and rewrite truth. Now, it's our time. She raised a small device. The room pulsed. Behind her, Sentinel Neen's voice echoed from the ship. Override complete. Dominion command systems offline. Every Varn ship above the capital shut down. The Emperor charged. He screamed and raised a blade, but Ashburn was faster. He stepped in front of Leah. His arm shifted into steel. Clang. The blade shattered. Then Ashburn leaned close. You took me as a child. You made me forget who I was. But I remember now. I remember Earth. The one final move. Ashburn struck. The Emperor fell. Back on Earth, the screens went quiet. Then a message spread across the stars. The Dominion has fallen. Earth stands. Freedom returns. In the days that followed, armies. They helped rebuild. They freed slaves. They shared old tech. But they also warned. Peace is earned. Not begged. Do not forget why we slept. Never forget what woke us. On a quiet day, Elia stood on a green hill outside Vault Prime. Dren stood beside her, watching the skies. Do you think it's over? He asked. She smiled softly. No, but it's beginning. Above them, new ships flew, built not for war, but for exploration. Ashburn walked nearby, peaceful now, no longer a weapon, just free, from the ashes of silence. From the ruins of old myths, humanity had returned, not as conquerors, not as monsters, but as the spark that would guide the stars. The end.